Hello guys, welcome to Talking Really for the 11th of October. Now I've got a problem with YouTube. Not just me, but everybody has a problem with YouTube, and as a small creator I have 6 different channels, and only one of them is monetized at the moment because of their recent rules about that you need 10,000 views before you can get any money from it, and also you need 100 subs to make your channel name, so you can't really have anything useful. So for example, Talking Really is a load of gobbledygook, where in fact it should say Talking Really, and then people would be able to find me. However, I don't have 100 subs yet, so I can't change the name. Okay, fair enough. That's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is their attitude towards music and demonetization. If you remember, I did a video, you can see the video up here. I did a video about how the music people, the music owners, they steal your money. They basically take everything. If you accidentally use a piece of music, say for instance in a bar, as it was in a bar, and there was background music and I didn't realise, and basically you put that on your video and they will claim it as theirs. But they won't claim just a little bit of it, they'll claim the whole video. So basically you're losing out on money just because you've put in a little clip of music that you can't get rid of. If you also bear in mind that I've had this thing this week where I got a copyright claim on one of my videos, and I know categorically that the music I used was copyright free and royalty free. Basically I was allowed to use it and they claimed it as theirs. Anyway, the process is with YouTube, you have to click the button and put in a claim to dispute it, which I did, and I sent them information about the real copyright owner, who was not at all happy. Anthony from AKM Music, he wrote this track and distributes it under the AKM banner, and of course I purchased it from him and I used it in my video. Now they're claiming that they own it, and they are basically taking my monetization money, so it can go on for 30 days and they can get all of that monetization money for themselves and you get nothing. So essentially what they're doing is they're claiming fraudulently they're claiming a track that doesn't belong to them, and they're claiming my money, which is obviously illegal and fraudulent. I put in the review and then it came back a few days later saying that they don't allow my claim, that their claim stands. Now of course I told the copyright owner and he was livid. I mean, he was actually very, very shocked that they would carry on with this farce. Now in the meantime I was getting very angry about it, because obviously the more time that you spend with them having the claim, the less money you get from the video. Now luckily that video wasn't very didn't have very many views on it. However, that's not the point. The point is that they were stealing this track from somebody else and that they don't own. Anyway, I decided to investigate this and find out how I could contact YouTube and tell them about it and see if they would do something. So eventually I found an email and I emailed them with the details and told them, and I had this reply. So this is what they said. The YouTube attitude towards this is that they don't care. They don't get involved in any disputes with music companies. Between you and the music company, you're separate. They don't have any involvement in that. However, the thing to be worried about is that if you get a copyright strike from the music company because they've taken down your video, YouTube will support it. You know, while they won't get involved, but they will support the music company, even if they're wrong. And I had this out with them, and essentially they're saying this is the rules. They don't get involved. It's up to you to sort it out. Anyway, so I used the email address that they provided me, and I essentially emailed them with a very strongly worded email telling them to remove this copyright thing, or I would be seeking compensation in the courts for loss of earnings, and if I get a copyright strike it would be serious because I would lose my standing. Essentially what they did was they came back to me and they said, oh, we don't know anything about it, it's not us, it's one of our customers. Essentially the customer is using your name, so it is your responsibility. But luckily for me, they saw sense, and perhaps because of my legal action threat, they decided to do something about it. And then we have the subject of demonetization. Now I've got 2 videos here, which are my Thailand series, one of which I have absolutely no idea why they demonetized. They've also done a few other ones which are more obvious why. For example, I talked about CBD oil in one of them, and that one's been demonetized because obviously they don't talk about the subject of you know what. I can't say the word because this one will get demonetized too. Now the Thailand videos I'm actually quite annoyed about, because actually the rules are that you shouldn't be talking about subjects which are not very good subjects, so non-positive subjects. In fact, Google and YouTube are becoming the police where it concerns free speech, because they don't like certain things to be said. In fact, if you talk about weapons, for example, I can't say the other word because it will get demonetized. And I did actually talk about the toilet shower thing in one of my videos, and as you can see, it's a scheduled video. It's not even been released yet, and it got demonetized because it had the second word in it. So even just the word, they're not even taking it in context anymore. If you say the word or it's in the text of the description, it gets demonetized. Now the only thing that I can think of with the first video there is I was talking about ice cream, and I thought they said to me that it was Korean ice cream. Yes, I have said the word, and it will probably get demonetized. However, what they were actually saying to me was durian ice cream. They weren't saying Korean, they were saying durian. So the word Korean was mentioned. In actual fact, you probably can't mention any Asian country anymore because it'll get demonetized. I really don't know why the second video was demonetized. I have no idea, but it was. Now, okay, fair enough, you'll say it yourself. Ask for a review. That's fine. They're offering you to manually review your videos. That's fine. Some person will come along, watch it and go, oh, he said Korean. Oh, that's okay. He actually meant durian. That's fine. We'll allow that one. But why should I have to go through that process? Why should I have to bother all of this hassle? Basically, because YouTube are a pain in the arse. Yes, I'll probably get demonetized for that, but they are really, and they really know that there's no alternative. You've got Dailymotion, you've got VidMe, you've got Vimeo, and you've got the other ones which are all the same. They are all not equal. YouTube is the only one, and they know it, and you have no choice. If you want to make a video channel, you have no choice but to go to YouTube. God help them when Facebook comes along, because Facebook is going to go massive, and everybody from YouTube will go over there, because basically Facebook is a lot easier, a lot better, and a lot more honest about it. Why are you penalising creators like myself who are working our butts off trying to produce a really good channel? Yes, alright, you have the minority, so penalise them. The whole thing of reviewing, you can click the button and get it reviewed. However, they've put in a warning now that says unless you have 1,000 views in a week, then they're not going to bother looking at it. Now, I was told by some people on forums that this is a load of crap. and it's not true, and they will still review it. Anyway, YouTube, if you watch this, and I hope you do, what I want you to do, YouTube, is get yourself together, because really you're mucking around with stuff that you don't need to muck around with. When you're mucking around with that, you're not doing other things, you're playing around with it. Okay, now what you need to sort out is you keep on changing stuff, but you're not changing anything useful. You're actually changing it for the worse. So for example, here is my old front screen, and here is the new front screen that you're trying to push on everybody. Why doesn't the top header fit? This is your fault, not mine. The actual dimensions, they fit the old screen, so why don't they fit the new one? It's you. You've changed this so it doesn't fit. And also, when you have these buttons like this edit screen, when you click it, lo and behold, it goes to the old screen. What's that about? Why do you need to do that? And lastly, there's loads of little things that you could be doing to make my life easier. One of which is, if you're in a playlist of videos, how do you edit a video without clicking on the video? There's no button on the right hand side to say edit. Why don't you put one in? I mean, for God's sake, these things are not difficult to think about. If you have proper programmers who actually use the system and were creators, then you could actually probably make it into a very good creator studio. And if you have any comments about it, if you're a creator and you have the same similar sort of experience and you're fed up with it, let's all stand together, because there's only one way that we're going to beat these people, and that is to stand together and object, because they're not listening to individuals. They will not listen to me, they will not listen to you, and they don't even listen to their star pupils. That, Casey Neistat, they're not even listening to him. So how are they ever going to listen to us?
Today, I'm going to be calling out YouTube on some of their bullshit. I posted about this on Twitter. It blew up. Tons of creators from the community co-signing, retweeting it. But as of recording this video, despite me directly making my statement towards YouTube and other Twitter accounts they own, I haven't received a response. So what am I talking about here? So this situation starts with Casey Neistat. Now, you can love him, you can hate him, throw out whatever feelings you have about Casey Neistat out the window. He's just a creator. He makes a video on October 2nd called "Let's Help the Victims of the Las Vegas Attack." And in this video, he's not showcasing the tragedy, posting videos or pictures from it. He simply says, let's raise money to help those affected by this, and he links to a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe that yesterday I saw passed over $250,000 raised. And in that video, he also adds, any AdSense I make from this video, we're also going to donate it as well. But unfortunately, what ends up happening is Casey's video is demonetized. Now, what YouTube will say is, we didn't fully demonetize it, that's the yellow dollar sign. As you see, it's just not suitable for most advertisers. But if you've ever been hit with this, you know it's essentially demonetized. And so Casey tweets out, literally a video about charity where I state all AdSense is going to that charity. YouTube says not suitable for advertisers. Now at this point you could just say, hey Casey Neistat, request a review, hit that little button. Maybe you got accidentally dinged, let's give YouTube the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, one of YouTube's verified Twitter accounts tweets at him, we love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies. Which my response is, while I don't think that should be attributed to the Casey Neistat video where he's just trying to help, he's not profiting off of a tragedy. Their policy is their policy, but unfortunately, all it takes is like 25 seconds of research and you see it's not being implemented equally. YouTube writes, we love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies. Then what the fuck is this? Jimmy Kimmel on mass shooting in Las Vegas, brought to you by GMC. That sure as hell looks like an ad on a video about a tragedy. It even says that it's an ad on a video about a tragedy. There is no doubt that this video should have been dinged or reviewed at some point, since it says mass shooting in Las Vegas. But for some reason, Jimmy Kimmel is exempt, and you can't even say that no one saw that this video was on the internet. It was literally the #1 trending video on YouTube. So why is Kimmel exempt, but apparently your organic solo creators not? I mean, the fact that they even smacked down Casey Neistat, no offense to you, Casey, you're essentially the golden boy of YouTube. The fact that they also hit him is incredibly telling. Now, whenever I come across a situation like this where I'm incredibly aggravated, I try and come up with a way that the person I'm angry at, the company in this case that I'm angry at, they're not evil or bad for doing it, right? And the closest I can get to on that situation is maybe Jimmy Kimmel Live. You know, they're a big TV show, they're on a network, maybe they have a direct ad sales team, and they can force through advertisements on YouTube. And to that I would say, one, we definitely don't know that's the case. That is me kind of bending over to try and give them an out. And two, all it really shows us is YouTube is completely fine with the major networks playing by different rules. Also, that they as a company are personally fine profiting off of a tragedy as long as it's someone else's sales team that's doing it. You didn't put the blood on the money, so that's okay. And even still, it seems like a big middle finger to your average creator. There are different rules based on your size. I don't mean based on your audience size, I mean your company size.
Right then guys, that's it then. Bye for now.